Hi everyone, Des Adams with the Think and Grow Rich Action Pack, Step 12, Toward Riches, the Brain. Now, this section is very much about the vibrations that the brain picks up and of the thought processes which are being released. And I thought I've combined the two, Step 12 and Step 13, because they're relatively short chapters and each of them have really got to key points. And what Napoleon Hill says in this first Step 12 is every human brain is both a broadcasting and receiving station from the vibration of thought. That's a very interesting, isn't it, the way of putting it. It is capable of picking up vibrations from other brains on a regular basis as well. And of course, when we talk about the brain, we often think about brainstorming, which is quite an unusual way of looking at it, but most people would relate to that, the brainstorm that people go through to bring up great thoughts and ideas. Amazing new powers are continually being discovered in every part of the brain. And the subconscious mind plays a major part in this. Studies of telepathy and clairvoyance are continually revealing new powers of the brain not fully understood. And I was fascinated to find out that somewhere in the cell structure of the brain is actually located an organ which receives vibrations of thought, ordinarily called hunches. You know those feelings when you get an inspiration or a hunch that something's going to happen or something is going to be worthwhile pursuing. And so far, now I was just checking this yesterday actually online, even though this book was written in the 1930s, so far the scientists still don't know where exactly where this is in the brain. So we're just continually, amazed by the power of the brain and the incredible number of cells. Like I read here recently, it's been determined there are from 10 billion to 14 billion nerve cells in the human cerebral cortex. They are arranged in definite patterns, and they're not haphazard, they are orderly. So it just shows you the whole universe works in an ordered, very, very clear way of organising. And the sixth sense in Step 13, Towards Riches, is, well, some people would call that intuition. It's been stated as part of the subconscious mind, referred to as creative imagination. And no doubt everyone has tapped into that in many, many ways over the years. I love doing painting. I mean, people love playing music, and so many other creative imagination comes from the sixth sense. And some people refer to the ideas, plans and thoughts that flash into our minds as hunches or inspirations. With the sixth sense, you'll often, this is something I thought was quite interesting. With the sixth sense, you will often be warned of impending danger to avoid it, and also opportunities to take advantage of. Many say it is as close to a miracle as anything ever imagined. You know that split, and it's happened to me. Oh, actually, yeah, dear, I remember this. My first car was a Volkswagen Beetle, and my first job was teaching 5 and this is going to sound funny, 5.25 hours from where I lived was my first school that I was teaching on the border between Victoria and South Australia. And I used to do this trip because a place called Conniva, a very small town in the Victorian outback, and I used to come home, about once a month, quite regularly. I'd drive drive down. And I used to be driving at quite high speed. And I'd come down, enjoy myself, and then I'd drive back. Well, one time I was driving back to the school where I was teaching, and I fell asleep at the wheel. I was so tired. And I don't know what happened, but I just suddenly woke up, and here was this semi-trailer heading straight for me. And he was obviously flashing his lights, but there was something that woke me up even just prior to the lights flashing, and I don't know what it was, but that was my example of a sixth sense, warning me about impending danger. So after that, I was very careful driving long distances. And as an example, Napoleon Hill mentions the amazing experience of channeling feelings and advice from deceased prominent experts for which there is no explainable reasoning. This is a really fascinating thing, and he never spoke about this until he actually wrote it down in his book many years later. And apparently what he did was he tapped into he followed a habit of reshaping his character by trying to imitate the 9 men whose lives and life works have been most impressive to him. These were Emerson, Paine, Edison, Darwin, Lincoln, Burbank, Napoleon, Ford and Carnegie. And he was hesitant about putting this in the book because people would think, it was pretty ridiculous that you could actually tap into people who are deceased. But it just shows you the power of the sixth sense. And it actually advised these people, the thought processes came through to him just by constantly concentrating on the thought patterns. So quite amazing, and he was very reluctant to put it in the book because he thought, people would just say it was stupid, but he did receive inspiration and design and ideas from this. And it's basically what he's saying here, somewhere in the cell structure of the brain is located an organ which receives vibrations of thought, and that's what I mentioned before. Now, the ability to use the sixth sense can't be turned on and off at will. It only comes slowly over time through utilising the principles similar to those outlined in this book. So just remember, the starting point of all achievement is desire, and you need to use all the resources available to you to be successful and acquire riches. So a very, very fascinating section, and it reminded me of, it amazed me the fact that so much of the brain and this understanding of telepathy and clairvoyance, we still don't fully understand it. And here we are going off to Mars, but we still don't understand the intricacies of the brain, such a powerful, powerful organ. Thank you for watching rather, and I'll see you on the next video, and I hope you have a great day or an evening wherever you are. Thank you, and see you soon. Bye.